So the instructions on this section say to determine whether the binomial is a factor of the polynomial. And they sort of give us this, example 1, 2x cubed plus 5x squared minus 37x minus 60. And then it has a semicolon right here. And basically all they're saying is that this is your polynomial, this is your binomial. And so we could do this the long way. We could do this with long division, or we could do this with synthetic division. And since we have our format in the correct format, we'll go ahead and do synthetic division just because it'll make our life a little bit easier. So I'll take each piece and I'll do 4, 2, 5, negative 37, and negative 60. And whenever it's asking us to figure out if something is a factor or not, basically they're just wondering, does this divide evenly into it? So if it divides evenly, then that means our remainder is going to be 0. We won't have any fractions. We won't have any decimals. But if it is not a factor, well, then it's going to cause some fraction or decimal of some sort. So that's why we're dividing it, so that we can see, well, is it actually going to be a factor? So we took our x minus 4. Remember, when you're doing synthetic division, you flip at the beginning, not at every step. So we took the negative 4 and made it a positive 4. Carry down your first number, that's a 2. 4 times 2, that gives us our next number here, and that's going to be 8. Add downwards, 5 plus 8 gives us 13. Again, we multiply. 4 times 13 is going to give us 52. We put our answer here. It's a positive 52. Subtract that 37, and you should get a 15. Multiply by 4. Put that underneath your next one. That's going to be positive 60, and our last number is 0. So remember that the last number is always going to be representative of your remainder. And so because our remainder, I don't know what's happening there. Okay, well, struggle is real, All right, so because our remainder is equal to 0, we can say that, yes, x minus 4 is a factor of the polynomial. And this becomes our answer. So the next one is the same idea, all right? So again, at the very beginning, we're going to take our factor and we are going to, or a binomial, and we're going to flip it at the beginning. So it was positive, now it's going to be negative. Take our coefficients from our polynomial, and this time we're going to need placeholders. So we have 6 in the x to the 5th position, negative 15 in x to the 4th, negative 9 in x to the 3rd, and then after that, we have zeros for x squared, x, and then for our constant. So it's really important that you have those constants, otherwise you're not going to have accurate information. So we do the same thing. Carry down your first number, we multiply. Negative 3 times 6 gives us a negative 18. Add to that our negative 15. And we should get negative 33. Negative 33 times negative 3 gives us a positive 99. Add to that the negative 9, we get positive 90. And 90 times a negative 3 gives us negative 270. Add that to 0. And we have to multiply by a negative 3 again, which will give us 810, which we carry down, 810. And we again multiply by negative 3 because we don't really have to add, or we don't have anything to add it to besides 0. And that'll give us negative 2,430, which we add downward, negative 2,430. So we can see easily that our remainder does not equal 0. So no, x plus 3 is not a factor of the polynomial. And we can box it in. Hope that helps.